Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Chi here, the God Man. Today I want to talk about something very intriguing, something very interesting, something that I really should have watched a long time ago, but I'm rewatching it now properly and with a fresh mind. So this is a deep dive into episode one of the one and only, one of the probably like just from the lore that I've been hearing and watching from other YouTubers, like probably one of the greatest written pieces of manga I've ever read. You know what I'm saying? This is Attack on Titan season 1, episode 1. Um First of all, it's one of the best opening episodes I've ever seen from anything. You know what I'm saying? It is gripping. It's so interesting. It introduces you to this brand new world in such a clean way. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't slap us too much in the face, but it slaps us enough that we're like, what the fuck is happening here, guys? You know what I'm saying? We meet, we're introduced to the Titans, we're introduced to the world, we're introduced to how the walls and how the world is set up. We're not told too many details. We're not told all the backgrounds. We're not told exactly what happened. All we know that is humanity lives in this enclosed area, and Eren Yeager says it best. He says that like, yo, like it's like we're cattle. You know what I'm saying? And we'll just breed, leave, and eat, like we eat, sleep, and repeat. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? We're cattle. We don't have lives. We're not really alive. We're just trapped in this cage, and we call it home. You know what I'm saying? What's the difference between us and a pig at a farm? That's what he felt like. You know what I'm saying? We're enclosed in and protected from the wolves. You know what I'm saying? So it's really beautiful to just to get that introduction. Now, a few things really struck me that I think I didn't pay attention to as much the first time I watched it back in like 2013, whenever Attack on Titan season 1 came out. Like it was years and years ago. So those stuff that I missed, one of the key things that I missed was Mikasa. You know what I'm saying? Mikasa seems to be adopted by Eren's parents. You know what I'm saying? They don't even allude to her parents in episode 1. So it's, and just the way by how Eren's mother talks to her makes it really seem as if she's somebody they adopted, because she's like, you gotta watch Eren. You gotta make sure that he's good. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of crazy the amount of pressure they apply on her. Like it's her job to protect him and make sure that he's good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is a kid, bro. You telling this to a kid who also happens to be best friends with the person you're telling them about. So it's like, really, like you telling this little kid that she has to just devote herself to making sure that your kid is alright. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, right? Um and it's reaffirmed later when first she says to Eren to get Mikasa out of there, and then when Eren refuses, she tells Mikasa to get Eren out of there. You know what I'm saying? The pressure is always ultimately placed on Mikasa. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta watch what he does. You gotta make sure you keep him in line. You gotta make sure you keep him alive. You gotta make sure you keep him good. You know what I'm saying? Look, I know some people might not get that interpretation, but for me, watching that, it felt like that was the purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like they purposely wanted you to get that interpretation that like Mikasa is burdened. You know what I'm saying? Which makes sense later on, obviously, when things escalate and she's devoted to him. You know what I'm saying? I think that's stuck in her head. And I can't wait to learn more about her and her characters and stuff like that. I don't remember the show too well. That's why I can freely speak about episode 1 like this. It feels fresh. I rewatched it today, and mwah, beautiful, beautiful. I like what's his name? Has wait, let me just. I like Hans and his portrayal. You know what I'm saying? Hans' portrayal is, again, really nice. I like that he's like almost seen as this drunkard who's just, he's just enjoying his life, man. He's just out here like, yo, man, it's easy being a guard out here. It's be easy, man. You know what I'm saying? What do I gotta be worried about? And there was obviously a lot of foreshadowing from both Eren and his best friend. You know what I'm saying? His best friend, Armin. You know what I'm saying? Armin is consistent. Also later in the episode when we're introduced to him, is like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, people are just not like thinking that deeply. Think people aren't like aware of the situation that they're in. Like, these walls will not hold forever, and lo and behold, it's exactly what happens. Now, one thing we find out pretty early is that Mikasa is unafraid to be aggressive towards Eren. She's unafraid to stop him when she thinks that he's going out of line or he's going too far. Like when he's giving out to the soldiers, and she's like, she just yanks it. No, she's giving out. No, he's giving out to the soldiers. She's like, stop. And he doesn't listen. He doesn't listen. He keeps going. And then later on, when he hits one person who was like complaining about the soldiers being lazy, even though he was one of them persons, but obviously he was complaining towards the people that just came from a brutal war that just absolutely got annihilated and decimated, you know what I'm saying, and just so many casualties. So it felt wrong, you know what I'm saying, at that moment for that person to start giving out. Like, if you're gonna give out, that's just not the time. And he hits him with a stick, and Mika says like, yo, you going too goddamn far. So she yanks him, and you can see the strength of this motherfucker, man. She a strong ass nigga, man. She yanks that boy and just slaps him against the wall, breaking all his fire sticks and shit. And she's like, and then she helps him pick it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I like this Mikasa chick. I remember liking her back then. I like her still. You know what I'm saying? I know Levi is GOAT. You know what I'm saying? As I always remember Levi. You know what I'm saying? Levi GOAT forever. I can't wait to meet Levi. I can't remember how we were introduced to him. I can't remember anything about him aside from him being a badass. You know what I'm saying? So it's a fresh start for me, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Eren, how we're introduced to his friend Armin is super interesting as well, because he's getting bullied, but he doesn't cower. You know what I'm saying? Mainly, you see these guys getting bullied, and they're like, oh, no, don't hit me. He's like, hit me. I've won already. Your brain is too puny to comprehend that there's ways to deal with situations beyond violence. You're too stupid to comprehend what is happening here. So go ahead and hit me. You've already lost this battle. And I was like, God damn, that's so introspective. That's so smart, man. That's so like intelligent. That's so condescending. It's so evil. It's so dang. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously Eren is coming through with the defense, screaming, and they're like, man, this guy wants an ass whooping again. And then they see Mikasa out the back. They're like, nah, man, nah, man, we about to start this shit again. She about to whoop our whole asses. You know what I'm saying? She about to shove a whole boot up these booties, man. Nah, we don't want none of that. We don't want that smoke. And they flee the site. Eren thinking it's all him, while Armin realizes, he's like, yeah, maybe it's the person you with. You know what I'm saying? That's so afraid of. But okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So obviously then the Titans do attack. They do break through the wall, and it's this massive, I know it's called the Colossal Titan. This massive Titan that breaks through, and it's like, the wall is 50 feet tall. How the fuck is a Titan that big? And they just see some of the biggest Titans, at least it seems, that they've ever seen. Because that's the reaction shows that there shouldn't be a Titan that big. There shouldn't be Titans that big at all. Titans aren't supposed to be that big. They're supposed to be lifeless and like humanoid creatures. How are they freaking over 50 feet tall? How are they doing this? And that's one of the things that we see. And we just see how everybody reacts. Armin freezes in place. Eren doesn't. He freezes at first, but he's like, his brain or his subconscious is pushing him towards his parents, his mom especially, because we'll talk about the father in a second, and pushes him towards that. And it's like, damn, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, that's crazy. And when, you know, he just starts running, like making sure, no, mom has to be good, our house has to be good, nobody could be hurt. And obviously, you know, Mikasa is under the pressure of making sure he's good, and also that's her friend, so she runs straight after him, no second thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And they get there and they struggle through the rubble and try their best and just fail, man. The things are too strong, like the things are too heavy, you know, in the houses, and her legs are broken. The mother's is pretty much kaput. You know what I'm saying? And then we see a beautiful scene when Hans pulls back up. The same drunkard that we saw earlier, he pulls up and he's like, I'll take care of it. I'm going to kill this Titan. He pulls up and sees this Titan, man. You know, and Eren's mom was pleading, like, please just save these kids. Don't fuck, just save these kids. Like, nah, I got this. He pulls up, sees the Titan up close, and the fear of God was put into this man. The fear of God was put into this man. And he at that moment, he realized, I have no hope against this thing. But if I'm gonna do something, I gotta do something good. So I'm gonna save this kid. So he runs back, picks up Mikasa and Eren, and sprints for his life. Armin is still froze up, still just bewildered, shaking, hands shaking. He wanted to run after them, but he couldn't get himself to move. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting. It gives such a great introduction to these characters. You see everybody's personality, everybody's strong suit, everybody's weaknesses. You see so much detail in such a short span of time. One of the more interesting parts that I found was Eren's dad. You know what I'm saying? When Mikasa tells the parents that like, yo, this guy wants to join the freaking army, like he wants to be a part of the goddamn wall guards or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be a part of this shit. Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, because she also doesn't want him to be a part of it because she understands how dangerous it is. She understands the what the job entails, and she doesn't want him to be that. But the mother has a different perspective. She's like, I don't want you to be a waste man. I don't want you to waste your life doing nothing. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? Because again, because the guards, there's not a lot of attacks. The walls keep them safe, unless only the people that go outside the walls really have to experience it. People that stay guarding the walls usually are chilling. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't want him to waste his life or whatever. And also, you know, not to put himself in danger if he does decide to go outside the walls. So it's kind of like a double, you know, catch 22. Mikasa says this for Aaron's own good, obviously, as a friend and, you know, the person that's supposed to be protecting him. And that's when the mother says that shit about you gotta protect Aaron, which is like, wow, bro, like you gonna put that much pressure on a kid, bro. Though it seems like it might not be the first time that she said it. You know what I'm saying? It feels as if this is her responsibility that the mother is giving to Mikasa. The father has a different reaction. He's like, I mean, it's cool. He's a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's alright if that's what he thinks right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have the same kabaffles. You know what I'm saying? And he says, I'm gonna be back later. I'm not gonna be back tonight, I'll be back later. So it's like, is he involved in the situation? Because this motherfucker dips, right? And then comes back, doesn't come back, sorry, and all the attack happens. So, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't wait to discover more, but episode 1 was phenomenal, fantastical, a 9.5 out of 10, boy. It's been your boy Supreme Chi the God, man. I'm gonna start doing Attack on Titan, maybe every day, but at least 2 to 3 times a week. Got y'all. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like. We're only 4 subscribers away from 300, baby. Let's get it.